fun talking about weed of the week problems like this one, because when you look at the picture on your screen, you're saying, wait a minute, is that a weed behind that alfalfa? or what's going on here?
Well, the weed this week is alfalfa. It's volunteer alfalfa. If you've got a desirable crop, but it's in another crop, then all of a sudden it's not desirable anymore. So if you're raising corn or soybeans and you have volunteer alfalfa there, it can rob yield in your corn or soybean field. So you've got to get it under control. The reason why we've brought up volunteer alfalfa today is there's a lot of debate about this Roundup Ready alfalfa. It hit the market briefly last year. It probably will hit the market permanently in another year or two. And when it does, you might be thinking as an alfalfa grower, boy, this is great. I can get all my weeds under control. Roundup's relatively inexpensive. This is awesome. But did you think about what crop you're going to raise? Let's say you raise soybeans. If you raise soybeans and you've got volunteer Roundup Ready alfalfa, there's no way to control it. None, zero. You can't kill it in soybeans. You cannot rotate to soybeans if you've gone alfalfa the year before, if that alfalfa was Roundup Ready.
You know, one thing that's been a little bit interesting for me is there have been more acres shifting to corn, wheat, and soybeans, acres shifting out of alfalfa. So there are a lot of guys out there, and maybe you're one of them, that has some volunteer alfalfa to control. Let's talk about that in different crops. In corn, there are several post-emerge products that do a pretty good job burning it back. If you've got Roundup Ready corn, you aren't going to do a good job killing alfalfa.
You can go 1.5 quarts of Roundup, 4-pound Roundup, in most corns. But yes, you would like...
It's still marginal.
Right, we'd like to have you throw in that Status, Distinct, Clarity, something like that. Now, Hornet, Callisto, they have activity on alfalfa, but they're not as good as what Status, Clarity, or Distinct would be.
Like Brian mentioned, in soybeans, other than spraying at least 2 quarts of Roundup in Roundup Ready soybeans, there's really nothing you can do to kill alfalfa at all. And in wheat, there are plenty of broadleaf killers with 2,4-D and dicamba and those types of things that work good holding back volunteer alfalfa. But the important thing to know is alfalfa is a perennial. It has a deep, extensive root system, and you've got to use a strong rate of something that will translocate down into those roots and kill every growing point.
Well, that's it for our Weed of the Week. Stay tuned. There's more Ag PhD to come right after this.